name is Valerie Bleinberg, and this research today will explore middle childhood in order to allow parents and teachers full understanding of the steps needed to provide the best opportunity for healthy development. Specifically, I'm going to focus on theories of development, the nature of children in this stage, and expected versus unexpected behaviors, as well as childhood trauma. So, during this stage, children may experience major cognitive, social, and emotional growth that prepares them for adolescence and adulthood. Understanding these developmental theories and being able to recognize both healthy and concerning behaviors, as well as address the effects of childhood trauma, can help parents and teachers to be able to support their children during this critical stage of their development. So, throughout this research, I'll be referencing the book Invitation to Lifespan by Kathleen Berger, as well as the TED Talk Childhood Trauma and the Effects of Development, spoken by Nadine Burke Harris. So Piaget's theory of concrete operational thought is said to happen during middle childhood. This stage is sparked by new logical abilities. And Piaget says that this is the time of productive thinking. So, in other words, it's the ability to reason logically about perceptions and direct experiences. Children now don't only focus on mere appearances like before, and now they can understand concepts like conservation. At this stage, children are able to practice classification or grouping things based on characteristics. Children will show seriation, which means that things can be arranged in a series. This is especially important for children to understand math. So, concrete operational thought does not include abstract thought, which means that children are still more straightforward rather than understanding philosophical thought or emotional nuances. Vygotsky believed that we should consider thought processes and not just thought products. He thought that schools shouldn't only focus on memorization, but instead, this wasn't helpful for the real world. He thought that children benefit more from the help of mentors and teachers rather than just learning by themselves. And every experience helps children learn. They can be taught things as well as just discover things. Culture as well can affect both how children learn and what children learn. So these theories help explain how children become more capable thinkers, but they also show us how they develop their sense of self-worth and their competence. During middle childhood, children make notable advances in their vocabulary, their comprehension, their speaking ability, and their grammar. At this age, they start to understand metaphors, and they likely understand metaphorical jokes like they didn't before. At this age, they're able to adjust their language to the context that they're in, whether they're in a more formal context or in an informal environment. Along with language, children at this age should be learning how to count high, understand what bigger and smaller mean, add and subtract with bigger numbers, understand multiplication and division, understand fractions, and start to practice larger word problems in their math classes. And school-age children become more capable and independent in many ways. Children may be busily striving to master various tasks, and children develop their self-concept during this time, and they base it more on competence than they did before. If the child is not meeting these marks, this can be concerning. Stressors can also start to take toll on the children at this age. This can change kids developmentally, physically, and mentally. And resilience is dependent on the child's support system as well as their interpretation of the situation that they're in. Middle childhood is characterized by increased independence, improved problem solving abilities, and stronger social relationships. They become better at organizing information, understanding cause and effect, and they are able to complete more complex school assignments. They like to seek approval from parents, their teachers, and their peers. They enjoy learning those skills and they may participate in group activities or they may compare their abilities to those of others. So, teachers and parents should expect these behaviors as well as increased responsibility. They may have stronger friendships, they may have curiosity about the world, and they may have a growing desire for their independence. These should be acknowledged, and we should also consider concerning behaviors. For example, persistent academic struggles, if they're withdrawing from peers, if they have low self esteem, aggressive behavior, if they have difficulty following directions, or significant emotional outbursts could all indicate developmental concerns. In a TED Talk spoken by Harris, she explains that ACE scores, or childhood traumas, are the leading cause of health issues in adulthood. ACE scores are defined as adverse childhood experiences. This includes abuse, neglect, or parents with mental illness or substance dependence. These traumas affect brain development, the immune system, hormonal system, and even our DNA. This is not a simple cause and effect relationship. Instead, ACEs change our lives. Our brains are not meant to experience fear responses over and over. And because of this, the anatomy and physiology of our brain and body can literally change. Along with mental health challenges, ACEs have been suspected to raise the chance of leading to illnesses like cancer. Trauma can interfere with the developmental task described by theorists. Children have difficulty focusing and learning and problem solving due to trauma, and they may struggle to develop a healthy sense of competence or self confidence. And because of these risks, it's important for adults to recognize these signs and provide supportive, stable environments for healing and resilience. Parents should generally grant their children more autonomy in middle childhood because this allows them to be happy and capable. Parental acceptance and support are vital, and parents who practice self acceptance and pride are more likely to teach this to their children as well. Secure attachment and warmth within families should be nurtured, and the parents should be present in this time and support for their child. Teachers should pay close attention as well to bullying within schools because whether the child is a bully or a victim of bullying, this can halt many portions of human development. In conclusion, parents and teachers can support healthy development by maintaining consistent routines. They can encourage effort rather than perfection, and they're able to foster positive peer relationships that provide opportunities for success. They should respond to trauma with patience and understanding. And open communication should be emphasized between families and schools because it is essential. And by understanding the developmental needs of children during middle childhood, parents and teachers are able to create environments that support healthy growth and the long term success of children. Thank you.